Hello there, Karen again. And today I'm doing a multi-photo layout. I've got 6 photos here. And because they're all fairly small in order to get them on the page, I've decided to try using these chipboard frames that were in the kit. There was 2 sheets, a lot of which were frames. So I've popped them all out. And I'm going to try getting as many of them on this page as I can. In fact, I get as many embellishments generally on this page as I can. So I'm just laying out the photos and trying out different frames to go with them. I do spend a bit of time just trying different ones with different pictures, moving them around. So that green one doesn't actually stay with that photo. So I'm just trying a variety of them. And there was also this paper in the kit, which was all about frames. So I cut a few of those out as well to add to the layout, to add some lighter frames around the edges. So the chipboard frames are mostly going to be in the centre of the layout. And then I've used a few of these mainly for journaling and for just embellishing around the edge of the page. So I'm just cutting this one out. As you can see, it's not a complete one, so it'll just sit at the bottom of the page. There's a few like that. I just mainly place them around the edge of the page. So now I'm just trying out different frames with different pictures, moving them around, seeing where I want them. And I think those are almost in position with the ones I want. Now I think they are now the frames that I've decided to use. And I'm just going to stick them all, each of them, onto the photos and then trim round to make the photos fit. So I'm just trimming off the bits that's sticking out behind the frames. That one just had a little bit. And that's because that's the main picture of Hannah and George. This was the occasion that when Hannah and George went travelling in the middle of November. They're in Thailand at the moment. They've been all over the place, having a wonderful time. So we decided to have an early Christmas for them and had a Christmas day the weekend before. So these photos were taken, although they look like Christmas photos, and it was a Christmas day, but it was a very early Christmas day in November. So these are the photos. We had all the families together. Richard's mum is there. We're holding her, Alyssa, that's her great-granddaughter. And there's a variety of pictures, and that picture with is Hannah and George wearing their Christmas hats from their crackers. We had the whole thing. We did the Christmas dinner, Christmas crackers. We even did a Secret Santa presents, and we had a really lovely day. And they really enjoyed it. It was a nice send-off for them. So there we are. They're the main pictures. That's more or less the position they're going to be in. And then I'm going to just find a few more sort of to sit around the page. So I've cut a few more from that sheet, and I've coloured them in with some pro markers. So some of them are coloured in with red pro marker, and I do also use a minty green one as well. See, there's one there's a picture of Alyssa there, and I put a little frame around her. She's been coloured in green, and then there's one at the top there which I've just cut out, and I'm just going to get my pro marker out again and just go around the edge because they were quite pale, and with the vibrant colours on the chipboard frames, they really didn't show up enough against the background. So I felt I needed to colour these ones in just to make them stand up against the chipboard ones, give them a little bit of colour so that they all went together nicely on the page. So that's the layout more or less ready to go, but first of all I wanted to do some mixed media on the background. I did have the colour kit this month, so those are 2 of the Shimmers paints that we got with the kit. I'm starting off with a Heidi Swap Colour Shine in Sweet Mint though. I wanted to use that on the background, and I've used the brayer again. I found I'm really enjoying this technique. I find it gives me better coverage and a bit more control than when I just do the packaging technique, although I do a little bit of that in a moment as well. So I've put the green on, and now I'm using a bit of the first of all, this is a Creamies, the red one. It's called Red Necking, and both of these pots you have to add water to activate them, and it makes it into a nice creamy paint. So I'm just splattering that over the page. So I wanted a bit of red and green in my background, although there is a bit of red on the paper. I just wanted a little bit more. I'm just drying that off. And I'm adding a bit more Heidi Swap Colour Shine, but this time I'm going to use a bit of gold to get a bit more shimmer to the page. And I'm trying it with the brayer. It's not showing terribly well, so I decide I will actually try the packaging technique again just to see how well it works out, and I'm quite happy with that. just a little bit here and there. It doesn't show up a huge amount once I've put all the pictures back on the page, but I just feel it just gives it that Christmassy, shiny feel. And then I'm using a few more splatters with the other paint that we got. It's an Inklings this time, and it's the colours, the holly and the ivy. So it's a really pretty green, pretty Christmassy green I'm using to splatter across the page as well. So that's done, and I've now put the pictures back on my background, and you see I've got a few of those cut out frames ready to go, and I have already done some journaling. I think my camera must have cut out and I didn't realise. So I've done a bit of journaling on 2 of those spots, and then on the left hand side one I've actually added the date, and I think there's some Heidi Swap glitter alpha stickers. They were actually planner stickers, so they're quite small, and they were just ideal to stick into that little space there. And I used a bit of vellum to back that particular frame and to put the letters on. And on the right hand one, I think I've just backed it with some white card and written in some journaling there. And the top one, I just didn't cut out the middle at all. I just wrote straight onto it. I'm now just sticking down all the frames with the photos behind them in the positions that I felt looked good. And that lovely gold one as well. Hannah and George having a cuddle with Alyssa. I think that's the one thing, I think she's the person Hannah misses the most while she's away, is her little niece. So now I'm going to start doing some embellishing. So the first set I've got out is the Pink Fresh Studio. This is their Holiday Wishes collection, and there's just some puffy stickers, and I put a little puffy tree in that top left hand corner frame. And now I'm going to do my title. I really wanted to do Christmas in November in full, but as you can see, once I'd stuck everything on, I just didn't leave myself enough space to write. I couldn't fit Christmas in anywhere, no matter how small the letters I used. So I decided, against my better judgment, because I don't really like using the word Xmas, but it was the only one that really was practical. And I got out some L Studio red puffy letters, because they were just a little bit bigger than the ones that came in the kit. This is the one, the Hip Kit exclusive ones came in a slightly more orangey red, not the red I wanted, and a green and a brown and a mint. So first of all, I've done the in brown, and then I'm going to do November with the green letters. I do, in a moment, change the in to green as well, because I didn't like the 3 colours together. I didn't think it looked quite right. So I've done November, and then I've changed the in to the green. So Christmas in November, that just about fits. And I wanted Christmas to really stand out. So that's why I've used the abbreviated version. And when I'd popped out all the frames, I also then popped out all the other chipboard pieces that were in those in that set. And there were quite a few. There was these corners. I do put a red corner on each corner of the layout. There were also some trees and a few other bits and pieces. So I thought if I pop them all out and mix them in with my embellishments, and they're ready to use as I want them. So I'm just going through. We had 2 little embellishment packs. One just was embellishments, and the other one is tags and die cuts. So I've got the 2 in the little trays there, and I'm just working my way through, picking some out to use around the page. There's some florals. There's a lovely little cutie bird there. I thought it was quite nice in that position. There's some sprays, as you can see, slightly gold sprays of look like ferns, and some phrases and words. So I'm just going through all the various little die cuts that we were given in the kit, and just popping them around and embellishing each of the little frames. So I'm just putting that one. I've decided that those gold sprays, that I think it's looks like a pine spray, but in a goldy colour. So I'm just popping those around that frame of my mother-in-law with my little granddaughter. And then I've got a couple of chipboard pieces there. So I think I've pretty much got all the embellishments where I want them, and now I'm going to start sticking them all down. So the 4 corners you can barely see, but at the bottom of the page you see the other 2 red corners. I think they just give a nice edge to the page. And as you can see, I have backed the whole sheet with some green paper that was in the kit. I did gut it, you'll be pleased to know, so I've got a nice big piece left that I can use on another layout. But I like that green around the edge. It just gave it that nice finish. And this is the puffy stickers that came with the kit. These are exclusive again to the hip kit. There was a lot of exclusive in this kit. And I'm just having a look at a variety of the puffies to see what I can fit on the page. So this one said let's celebrate, so I like that one because that's what we're doing. We're celebrating Christmas and also celebrating Hannah and George about to go off on the trip of a lifetime. We don't expect to see them again till about March. So this was a lovely day a way to send them off, really. And then I picked out the word twinkle and I put it next to that picture of Alyssa because she definitely has a twinkle in her eye. She's got the most cheeky little face. And she has a face covered in Brussels sprouts in this picture because she had her very first taste of Brussels sprout when we had our dinner, and she quite enjoyed it. So that's why I thought the twinkle would be quite an appropriate word for that cheeky little face. And then these are some Pinkfresh Studio epoxy stickers, and this one said Spirit of the Season. So I thought it was. This day was in the spirit of the season, even though it wasn't the actual Christmas season yet. And another one has got a little tree on it, so I put those on. Just trying to pick out some that go with the colours on the page. And I'm now having a look to see if there's anything else that I can fit on and more phrases that I can squeeze in. So I've picked out this one that says Good Times, which I've put in the middle of the page, and it balances out the twinkle with bringing in a bit more blue or dark blue into the page. And I'm just popping around a lot of the puffy stars. I've just picked out mainly the red ones, just putting them around various spots. And these are the clear stickers. So I thought I'd add a few of those as well. As I said before, I've managed to pack in quite a lot of embellishments onto this page, which something I sometimes struggle with is embellishing. So I just thought I'd really go for it and embellish everything. So I'm looking, so these stickers, the first one I put down is called Family Traditions, which I put under that picture of me and Hannah, because it's become a bit of a family tradition for the girls, or at least one of the girls, to help me with the Christmas meal, with the Christmas dinner, and it's become a bit of a tradition, and it's something we all enjoy doing together, cooking Christmas dinner. So she did that with me. In fact, George did as well. Both of them were great help on that day. This one says Celebrate, and the one I put down before says Oh, What a Day. So that's it, all done. I really enjoyed doing this layout, although it is a bit different to my usual. So I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye.